Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and we have, an amazing puzzle ahead for us to take a look at today. Now, this is also a weekend puzzle, so that means that there is two of them for us to take a look at today. Now, because it is the weekend, I feel like it is entirely appropriate to take a look at a slightly more difficult puzzle with grocery shopping. And you can see here, Sleuth is picking up some groceries. If I got the opportunity, I would take my dogs with me. I pretty much take them everywhere if I can. We took them on holiday. We did 3,750 kilometers, 2,300 miles if you think in imperial units. So we clearly do take them with us everywhere. Now, it's not entirely similar to the puzzle that I'm about to show you. So let me put this up on the screen and then you can judge for yourself. Where you can see that we are grocery shopping with willpower, with the clear distinction that this is an individual, that could be Sleuth, as you can see. But what they have in the shopping cart, what willpower has in the shopping cart, is clearly a child, not a dog. But, I'm allowed an artistic license after all. Now, I did say that this is a slightly more difficult puzzle, but when I see a willpower puzzle, I know it's a 2-star difficulty rating. At the same time, I feel like it should be somewhat approachable. He seems to give his puzzle ratings probably a decent kind of thought process, with 3 and higher being a lot more difficult. But I think with all the training that we have collectively done, 2-star should be within the realm of possibility. We have certainly done some before on this channel. Now, enough of the introduction. Let's take a look at the rule set. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply. So that means the digits 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Well, that's why we're all here. That's very well known. Let's keep going. Dutch Whispers, it's back. So numbers on the 2 grey lines are at least 4 apart from their neighbour on the line. So not German whispers with 5 apart, 4 apart. And numbers may repeat on grey lines. So if I give you an example here, where it is a lot like German whispers is, if you put a 2 in here, this would have to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. And this would have to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. That's fair enough. But if this was a 1, now I can actually put a 5. 5s are allowed on Dutch whisper lines. That's the main distinction. Although the 5 here was a bad example. 5 there. Now the other thing though is I'm no longer necessarily oscillating between low digits and high digits. I can actually go 1, 5, and 9 and flip the oscillation to some degree. You can see these 2 cells that are 1 apart are clearly of different polarity. So watch out for the 5s when it comes to Dutch whisper lines is all I can give in terms of advice. Now, RENBAN numbers on the 3 purple lines are each a set of non-repeating consecutive numbers in any order. So you're probably reasonably familiar with those by now, but essentially this purple line here, which is made up of 4, 6, 7 cells, has to include numbers either from 1 to 7 or 3 to 9, or any 7 digits in between as long as they are consecutive. Now, consecutive doesn't mean if this is a 1, this has to be a 2. It just means if this is a 1, there has to be a 2 somewhere on here. And they will obviously need to run all the way from 1 through to 7, so there will have to be a 7 again somewhere on there. Let's see, what else do we have? Numbers in cages sum to 10. We've got quite a few of them peppered throughout the puzzle. You can see that Will doesn't have to specify that numbers do not repeat because they are always on the same row or column. They're all 2 digits, so they can clearly see one another. And they're not going to be the same 2 digits. Therefore, my example here, when I said 1 and 5, clearly will break because that would require another 5 to fix that cage. What else do we have? Numbers with a white dot between them are consecutive. You've got examples of here, a few of them peppered throughout. And then numbers with a black dot between them are in a ratio of 2 to 1, such as these, for example. So if that's a 2, this would have to be from 1 or 4 to be 2 to 1 apart. With the white Kropki dot, if that was the 2, this would have to be 1 or 3 to make sure that they are consecutive. Now, no negative constraints apply, so not all possible dots are given. Well, I'm excited. I think in general, I'm usually excited by any willpower puzzle because I think they're approachable, they are doable, they're logical, and you've got to say they are pretty. In a 9x9 grid, Will is able to draw out very clearly an adult pushing a child in a wheel cart and doing their grocery shopping. Phenomenal as ever, Mr. Willpower. Well, if you want to play along and enjoy this puzzle as much as I will be, link will be in the description down below. And with that said, let me restart the clock and see how we get on. So I spotted when I was explaining the rule sets, look at this row, row 8, 10, 10, 10, 10. Well, there's only one digit left now that can't go in any of these, and it's here, it's a 5. Second thing I spotted was the black crop key dots. You know, a digit in under 20 seconds, you've got to take it when you can. Is a run of 3 black crop key dots. Now, those of you that have seen this on the channel before already know where I'm heading with this. But remember, black crop key dots can only be made of digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. And essentially you can either have a 1, 2, 4, 8 run or a 3, 6 run. However, whenever you have a run of 3, it's not going to be 3, 6 because you end up 3, 6, and 3 again, repeating the digit in the column. This has to be a 1, 2, 4 run or a 2, 4, 8 run. Obviously, reverse is possible too, 8, 4, 2 or 4, 2, 1. It forces this to be a 2 or 4. This means it's from 1, 2, 4, or 8 and 1, 2, 4, or 8. Now, I also mentioned that this is a 7-cell run. What I think is interesting about that is if this is 2, 4, 8, we won't have a 1 on it. If this is 1, 2, 4, we won't have an 8 on it. So they're almost exclusive. So if this is 1, 2, 4, we cannot have an 8 on any of these. And that's something that we're going to have to use to our advantage at some point. Let me delete that. We don't need it anymore. I think there is something there, but I'm actually thinking more about these runs of 10s. So think about the combos that are possible. We've got a 1-9 pair, a 2-8 pair, a 3-7 pair, and a 4-6 pair. Now, this is 4 apart. This is more than 4 apart. This is 4 or more apart. So I can only use a 1-9 in any of these, but I don't think I can use a 4-6 in here. Only 2 apart, or there, or there. This has to be 4 or 6. Four or 6. This needs to be 4 apart. If it's a 6, no, I don't know if I want to go down that route just yet. How long is this RENBAN line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So either it has a 1 on it or a 9 on it. Certainly has a 4, 6 on it. 2, 4 have to be on here. 2 and 4 cannot be on there. But 4 has to be on this RENBAN line. Now, if I try and place it in here, I've broken the puzzle. So this has to be the 4. This has to be the 6. I need to put 2 and 8, 3 and 7 on this RENBAN line, but not 1 and 9, because it's an 8-digit one. If I put 1 and 9 on there, you can immediately see I've broken the puzzle again. Because even if I try my very best, let's say this is, well, we've got 2 looking at all of these. So this would be 2, this would be 8. Already broken it because I can't. Well, this would be 1, 2, and 4. Doesn't matter, but let's continue this thought process. Now, I need to put 3, 6, and 7 in 3 cells. You know, this is 8 digits. If I put 1 and 9 on it, I've broken it because you can only pick one of them on this RENBAN line. So 1 and 9 are in here. In fact, 1 is down here to be 4 apart. 9 would only be 3 apart. That's the 9. This is made up of 2, 3, 7, and 8. Or the, 2, 8 pair or a 3, 7 pair. Notice there is a 2 in here, so that's not 2, meaning these are not 8. I need to put a 6 on here with either a 1 or a 9. So 6, 1, or 9. 9 clearly cannot be on here. This 6 would put a 3 in here. This one would put a 2 on there. 2, not 1. Now, if I put a 2 on here, what would I do there? Have a run of 1, 4, 8? Can't repeat the 2 on the RENBAN line. So this has to be the 3. That's the 6, not the 5. That's 1 or 9. No 3 in here, meaning no 7 in there. Now there's definitely an 8 in here. So these are not 8. This is a run of 1, 2, and 4. That's the 2. These are not 2. Don't even need the corner pencil marks anymore. That's 1, 9. I have a 1 already. That's a 9. And that's 7. Yep, that's the last digit. Now that I've got 1, 2, well, I've got 1 on this RENBAN line, I know that this RENBAN, I can already place a digit, 7. But I was going to say this RENBAN now has to go from 1 all the way to 7. Can't put 7 in here, it's in the box and in the column with this 2, 7 pair. So that's the only place left for a 7. And I'm going to say I think I need a 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a complete RENBAN line now. Can I take this further? I'm sure I could. These were a run of 1, 9, 2, 8, or 3, 7. This has to be 4 away, so this is 1 or 2 only. Therefore, this is 8 or 9. And I assume 1, 2, or 3, 7, 8, or 9. 1, 2, or 3, 7, 8, or 9. Notice I didn't include a 7 in here because that would have made this a 3. That would only be 3 away from the 6. In the off chance that these are double 1, I don't want to put a pencil mark in here. I don't necessarily know that it's a high digit. It could be a 5. So I'm going to leave this alone for the moment. High, low, high, low. Probably no runs of 5 in here because 5 will reverse kind of the direction or the polarity. So let's leave that alone. What else do I need to do in here? So I know 2 is on this side. 3, 4, 5 is here as well because we've got a 5, 6 pair in there. So that's 2, 5. I need a 1, 4 pair. No, I don't because I've got a 4 in here. So that's surely the 4. That's surely the 1. And therefore I need a run of 8 and 1 and 8. Then to finish the column, I need 4? No. 9. And this is from 3, 4, and 8 to finish the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Excellent. Where do we go next? This is a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 RENBAN line. So it's got all the digits 1 to 9. We know this is not 1, 9 or 3, 7. It's 2, 8 or 4, 6. Helpful, but not that helpful. This is not 1 or 2 or 2, 4. This is 4, 8 or 3, 6. I will pencil mark this. I will pencil mark this. It's messy. It's not my favorite. But I admit I'm not seeing an easy next step. Dutch whispers. So that's 1 or 2. That can't be 5. Here, I'll show you. If that's a 5, it needs to be surrounded by 1 and 9 to be 4 apart. No other 2 digits would do. But I've already got 9 in the row, and it's 5 in the cage, in a 10 cage. That's never going to work. So this needs to be 4 apart or more. It's 6, 7, or 8, because we already placed the 9. And to go with it would be, I can't be a 6. We've already shown that 6 goes with a 4, and the 6 is not, and the 4 and 6 are not 4 apart. So this is 2 or 3. You've got a 1, 2, 3 triplet now. 2 with the 8, 3 with the 7. 7 and 8, 4 apart would make it. Given I've already placed 1, 2, and 3, this has to be a 4, this has to be an 8, this has to be a 2. I hope I didn't kind of jump the gun a little bit there, and that was obvious. But because it needed to be 4 apart, and I've already placed 1, 2, and 3 in the pencil marks, this had it to be a 4. Add a 4, the maximum there that was allowed was an 8, and then basically the rest of it just fell into place. So this is not 1 or 3, this is a 2 and an 8, and this is a 7 to get to a 10 in this cage. We need in here 5, 6, 7. Disappointingly, all of which is allowed in here in this cell, because 5 can be connected to a 1. 4 is no longer a possibility in here on this black Kropke dot. So neither is 8 because the 4 is not available. So this could be 1, 2, or 3, 6. It's either 1, 2, or 3, 6. This is 4 apart. So 7 means it's a maximum of 3, a minimum of 2, because we already placed the 1. And between them, in a very weird way, in a very strange way, 2 has to be in one of these. If I place a 3, this would have to be a 1, 2 pair. If I place a 2, this would have to be a 3, 6 pair. This 3 is looking at this. I don't know why I missed that. So that is a 3, 6 pair, not a 1, 2 pair. We've placed quite a lot now. We've placed the 4, the 3, the 2 on here. This has to be 1, 9. Since we placed all the other low digits, no other option is available. The 1, 9, if that's a 1, that would be a 2. That breaks the puzzle. That's got to be a 9, 8. Normally you can go back obviously and repeat the 9, but RENBAN line means this has to be a 7. And to complete this RENBAN line, we have a 5 left. And that's all the digits 1 to 9. Now this could be 1 or 9, unfortunately, on this Dutch line. Doesn't hugely help us. What do we need in here? So 1, 9, or 4. That's the 4. It's not in here, and it's not there. That's the 4. This is 2 or 8, and this is 1 or 9 again. 1 or 9, not great on a Dutch Whispers line because we don't know what this is. Could be anything. 2 was giving us something in here. That's 7, that's 3, that's 2, that's 8. Doesn't help us resolve anything up there. Not a problem. We can probably take a stab at this. So 4 apart means it needs to be 6 or higher. 7, 8, and 9 are all gone. This can only be a 6. That's not a 6. That's not a 3. These have to be low now, and it has to be very low because we've got 6 and 7. So it can only be 1 or 2. 2's placed. That's a 1. That's whatever's missing in here. 5, totally allowed. Again, Dutch Whispers line. A 5 means it's either 1 or 9. 9 is already placed in the row. That's a 1. That's a 9 to complete the 10 cage. 1, 9, 8, 1, This is from 2, 5, and 8, order 5 and 8, because we've got a 2 in the column. Really surprised. Sometimes you come across and you think, surely that's resolved, and you're like surprised when it isn't. So we need to place the following digits in here. We need a 3, a 9, and a 4. That has to be low, 3 or 4, both allowed. This has to be high. That's the 9. This is 3, 4. Not resolved. Okay. That 2 tells us that's not a 2, that's not an 8, that's not a 4, that's not a 6. So fairly restricted. Just is it restricted enough? So what have we got left to place still? We've got all the low digits. So we need a run of 5, 6, 7, and 8. 5, 6, 7, and 8. If that's 5, 6, that would be 7. That would be 8. Possible. 6, 7, that would be 8. That would be 5. Still possible. It's quite frustrating. And I guess 7 and 8, 6, 5, possible. Well, no 4 means no 3 and no 6. That's a 4-8 pair. Therefore, that's a 3 actually. I can place that, and that's 6 or 7. Just completing the remaining options. These are not 3. No 8. Doesn't really help us. Doesn't eliminate anything yet. 8, well, 4 goes with 5, 8 goes with 7, can't reach the 6. Which also means that can't be a 5 anymore, so 5 goes with 6, 7 goes with 6 or 8. No 7 in here, that's a 6-8 pair, 5-7 pair. Not a 5 in here. Not a 7 either, that's a 6. Right, 5-7 pair. That's 2, hang on, 6, 3, 6. That's also 2-4. Incredible. We need a 5-7 in here joined with a 3, which I actually cannot place. Any of them. Wow, okay. 5, 6, and 7. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3. We need 4 and 8. Surely not. None of which is resolved alongside this 4-8 setup, which also tells us that this is now a 3 and a 4. I assume this will help us break this deadly pattern, the fact that we have a white Kropke dot, so we're going to have to solve this one first, or this one first, to be able to figure out what these are. And 4-8 means neither of these are 8. That's a 5, that's a 2. No, I've broken it somehow. How did I break it? 9, so that would be 4 because it's on a Dutch whispers. Let's just play this out. 8, 4, 8, 3, 2. Yeah, that was never an 8. That was a 7. 5, 2. Okay, that's much better. That's 5 now. That's 6. That's 8, 2, 4. This is a 3-7 pair. We can actually resolve this. That's 6, 5, 8, 4, and 7, and 4, and 7, and 5. Nothing's broken. This is excellent. Still need to place a 3, a 5, and a 6. Right, can't actually place any of them. I can eliminate some options. That's not 3, that's not 5, that's not 6, so I can actually place the 5. We need a 2 on this column. I can place a 3, 6, 3, and 9 to finish. I need a 1, which can only be in here, a 5, which can only be in there, and I've not made any mistakes, a 6 to finish off the puzzle. Ah, Mr. Willpower, you never disappoint. Absolutely incredible puzzle. Immensely enjoyable. Quite involved. I mean, I think it deserves, despite the fact that I finished it in under 20 minutes, I still think it deserves the 2-star difficulty because of just, I mean, the 5 is quite easy to place. The 1, 2, 4 run, 8, easy to place. But this whole play between the Dutch Whispers line, forcing the 1, 9, figuring out that this is a 4 and a 6, that's fairly involved. And I think the rest of it is generally quite straightforward. Still immensely enjoyable. Absolutely loved it. I hope you have too. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you for the next one. Bye for now.